Hey, Frank, where are you right now? The wedding is about to start here in a couple more minutes. I told you that I'd be going to a bathroom for just a second, and when I came out, you were gone. Where did you go?
I'm sorry, Wendy. I just can't see myself going through with marrying you in the end. I decided that I'm going to be marrying Maya instead.
Huh? Are you talking about the Maya that I am friends with right now? Why are you planning to marry someone like Maya now over me? Today you and I are supposed to be getting married, and we are both supposed to have our wedding today.
Well, you are not my destined woman. The only person I found I'm destined for is Maya, and there is no one else I want.
What the heck do you mean by destined woman?
For a very long time now, I've always thought that it was really cute. She has a perfect straight black hair, and she's very calm and relaxed, and she's just so fragile. I have always been wanting to be the man to protect her, and that's what I'm going to do. She is the woman I've always been dreaming of, and there's nothing getting in the way of me and her.
Uh-huh.
Today, Maya actually came into the dressing room with me, and right there in front of me, she began to break down and cry. She told me I'm the first man that she's ever met that she really wanted to marry.
Maya said something like that to you while crying?
But when she stopped crying, she told me that I'm your groom, so she just gave up on me. As a way of making one everlasting memory with me before it became yours, she hugged me. If she's going to do something as adorable as that to me, there's no other way around her. And so right then and there, I told her my feelings for her, and we both left the wedding while you went to the bathroom.
You have to be lying, right? So you're telling me that you both agreed to just run away from our wedding today?
Well, it's not like I can bear you anymore. You happen to be a really strong woman, Wendy, and you can take care of yourself, so don't worry. But when it comes to someone as cute and petite as Maya, I can't let her go on alone. She has never even had any experiences with another man, so she's still in her prime. I need to have her, and I'm not going towards anyone else.
What?
Men are easily taken away by things like that, Wendy. There's nobody else in this world I'd love to marry besides her. And so I can't let her go away crying like that when she wants to be with me. Especially when she says I'll be her first boyfriend and husband. She is nothing like you, who has already had 5 boyfriends before, and have been pretty much used up.
What did he just say?
You've already been with 5 other men, so... But unlike you, Maya's pristine. She has never been with another man before, not even for a kiss. She is fresh and clean, and that's what I love so much about her. I've learned today that a fresh woman like her is the only woman I can marry.
I have never made fun of you or anything for never having been with any other woman before me, and me having 5 boyfriends before you is nothing compared to some people.
Well, it doesn't matter. You've been used up, and I don't need a wife like that. I'm going to be marrying Maya now, and there is nothing you can do to stop me. I'm sorry, but you're just going to have to give up on me.
Wendy, have you still not gotten back to me about that wedding invitation I sent to you? It's been a week now since I sent that over to you, and I'm sure the mail does not take that long within our city. Not getting a response from me is a response, right? Who do you think would want to come to your guys' cobbled together wedding anyway? What? That's so mean. Are you not going to come and celebrate your friend's wedding with her? We have been great friends ever since middle school, right? What makes you my friend anymore? You literally took Frank from me at my wedding, and ever since that day, I have not been able to get a word out of you until one day you texted me about your guys' wedding invitation. Stop freaking messaging me right now, okay? You really think I'd want to be at that wedding for the 2 of you? Stop getting so upset with me. I'm sure you'll be able to find yourself another boyfriend really soon, right? So, just let me have Frank and things will all get better for the 2 of us. But man, I cannot believe I got to become the wife of a very well-educated doctor. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to be with someone as brilliant as Frank. Then go out and find your own man like that instead of stealing mine. Don't you already have a bunch of men under your belt now that you can go back to? So go ahead and find one of those men that happens to be brilliant to you and marry them, please. But the issue is, recently all the men I've had around me started to vanish. I have been wanting to keep them all around me, but one by one they find someone else and are gone before I even know it. I'd assume they got tired of waiting for you to come to them. Well, if you want someone like Frank, then maybe it's time you started a search outside your circle. What? I really don't want to have to do any work of my own finding a man I want. It takes about a year to find a man, and then you have to go out with them for about 6 months before you can expect anything to proceed, right? And then it takes another few years to be dating them seriously. And then you can finally think about marriage after so much has already gone by. I'm sorry, but that is too much time and work for someone like me. So, of course, it is way easier for me to just see how a man treats his woman in a relationship and then swoop right in to steal if I like his character. So that's the way you chose to steal Frank from me? But you were trying to be a little sly dog about your man this whole time. To think that you'd be going out with someone who's a doctor and would never tell your friends that? And not only that, but you barely let me around him to see just how nice he really is. So by the time I found out about Frank, I had no other choice but to grab him. Again, I'm sorry, but a man like Frank is once in a lifetime to find. I am not playing around here, you freaking mess. You think that just because your friend's man happens to be your type, you have the right to steal him from her? Wow, scary. It's because you act like that Frank decided to leave you, right? He happens to like quiet and cute little girls more than women like you who start to yell about everything. I think the whole marriage you guys planned on was all going to fall apart anyway, so I'm saving you the trouble by taking him away from you now. Then he's probably going to end up leaving you at some point too, right? To him, he thinks of you as this cute and petite little angel, but on the inside, you love to go around playing with other men, right? You've even kept at least 10 other guys around you since college, just in case you needed someone to play with or use. What about that makes you so cute and pure like he thinks? Go ahead and keep crying about it. Men are so easy to deceive, Wendy. He thinks just because I have simple hair and I'm small and I'm quiet around him, I've never had any experience with other men before. I can't believe that it was so easy for someone like me to get a man like him away from you. But I guess he has no idea about what us women are really like, and that's why it was so simple this time around. All I had to do was make him think I was a virgin and never knew anything about men before, and just like that, he couldn't keep his eyes off me. Right. It's kind of insane how simple it was for you to get Frank to fall for you like that. Just as you'd been wishing for, he fell head over heels for you. He was telling me the whole time that he felt so bad for you because you look small and weak, and that's why he wanted to be the one to protect you as your husband. Seriously, Frank was too dang easy. To think that a man who is now a doctor and has an amazing education could be so easy to snag. He really is going to make an excellent husband for me. He is the perfect type for me that I've wanted for so long. I had honestly thought I'd gotten used to how much of a weirdo you are, but to think you'd actually go after your own friend's fiancé to steal? And hearing your reason for doing so being that having to find your own man is a pain in your butt, God, it pisses me off. No matter what you have to say about me, all I can hear from you is crying and whining like a dog. I'm sorry that you have to live a life of such extreme pain now over this, but just give it up already and be happy for me. Your friend is finally going to get married, so please come to my wedding. And I'm expecting a big present from you as well. Now, I'll be waiting on that reply from you soon. Geez, you actually came to my wedding today, huh? The fact that you were thrown away by your own fiancé before, I'm amazed you actually amassed the courage to come here. Huh? You were the one that sent me an invitation to be here, right? And you even started to text me a week after sending asking me to come and that you wouldn't take no for an answer. That was all just because I'm a friend of yours from middle school. I just wanted to reach out to you to see how things were going. But I thought things would be so hard for you and you'd never be able to make it here. However, to my surprise, you actually came to my wedding looking normal. Do you not even have a sense of pride for yourself anymore? I'm sure you're the one with less pride than me, right? You wanted to get married so badly and so quickly that you decided to steal a friend of yours' fiancé from here. That right there shows that you have zero pride in yourself. Huh? You had your groom stolen from you on the day of your wedding. So what makes you think you can act all tough in front of me? You're the freaking loser, so you don't even try to make fun of me. Wow! Scary! I can see why someone like Frank would throw you away for talking and acting like that. Frank happens to like quiet and cute girls after all. So, if he saw how you were acting with me right now, he'd be off your wagon in no time. Trying to make fun of me like that is not going to work. In my case, all I have to do is make sure that I keep my composure in front of him, and he'll never question me whatsoever. Also, I don't even have to do anything because my looks were already enough to win him over. He is not going to suspect a thing from me and will forever be mine. Well, Frank so happens to be a simpleton when it comes to things like women. He judges a woman based off their looks alone, and never questions the person they are deep down. But I guess a prideless dog and her idiot man would make a great couple in the end, right? Well then, you are a simpleton yourself, you loser. Just because you got an invitation from me, you assumed it was serious, and actually came to the wedding of your ex-fiancé and friend? You're such an idiot for actually coming today. Well then, keep acting like a simpleton and celebrate the wedding of your ex and the woman that stole him from you. You think I'm actually here to celebrate you too? Huh? You think I came here seriously wanting to celebrate two jerks like you guys? You have been my friend for years and years now, and you think I'd be the kind of person to do something that shallow? What is going on with you now? Are you here to try and get Frank back from me? Well, I'm sorry, Wendy, but that's not going to happen. He is very much invested in me now and would never budge for a loser like you. No matter how hard you try to win him back over, he'd never choose a freak like you, okay? Who the hell would want to steal a dunce like him back? I don't give a crap about some pile of garbage like that anymore. What? Then why are you here? Well, you can look forward to learning that really soon. I have a very huge surprise for my friend of so many years that I want to show today. What the hell? What the hell was that cruddy speech about? What the hell are you wanting to do to me? It's because of you that the wedding is already going downhill now. What? Going downhill? But you were so happy and so was everyone else. What about any of that crap would make any of us happy? After that speech you gave to everyone, Frank's eyes rolled back into his head and he passed out. And because of that, everyone got up in a panic and started to try and help Frank. Not a single person here was happy about the speech you gave. What? Are you sure about all that? Everyone was able to hear an amazing speech from your bestest friend today, and that made everyone so moved and happy. After everyone heard about the real person you were beneath that mask, they were all shocked. Huh? Towards the end of middle school, you brought your first boy ever over to your parents' house and made love to him, which led you to wanting more and more. Your addiction to men became so bad that last year, you almost didn't pass 8th grade and could have held back a year. But you did make it to high school, where things only got worse, and by the time you got into college, you were at your prime of playing around with other men and never paying attention to anything but them. Around that time, you happened to have 15 different men you were sleeping with, and even recently, you've still had a few, right? And it's because all of your experience with different men all at the same time, you happen to have 2 cases of abortion under your belt, right? Well, I'm glad to see that my ex would rather be with a woman like you now, and I hope everything goes well between you, and you both know that he knows all about you. And that is why I gave that speech today, all as a way of showing my support for 2 awful people getting married. You really did it this time by telling everyone about me. I was doing so well lying to Frank about being this quiet and pure petite woman, and now you've ruined all my work now. He really thought I'd never even touch another man before him, and he wanted to be my husband because of that. Man, I never thought he'd actually pass out after hearing all of that juicy information about you. However, I did think that this speech would shock him a little bit. Wendy, you are a horrible woman. You came into one of your best friend's weddings and completely ruined it for her. I'm never going to forgive you for something like this. What? It's because this wedding is for my best friend and my ex that I tried so hard with that speech. I thought that since today would be a way of saying you both were finally going to become a close couple forever. It would be wrong of you to continue to lie. I mean, Frank was telling me all about how you two are destined to be together, so I thought the both of you should know everything about the other. And even the truth about you happens to be a real eyesore. Since you both are meant to be, the truth shouldn't hurt anything. Stop it with all that BS right now. Because you've caused all of this, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to make you take full responsibility for my wedding being completely ruined. What? You'd sue one of your best friends like that? You're nothing to me now, Wendy. I bet you wanted to get some kind of revenge on me for stealing your fiancé, but doing something as horrible as this as a way of revenge will not slide in my books. I am going to take this to court and sue your butt. I see. I guess you and I aren't really friends anymore, are we? Well, I got it now. Since that seems to be the case now, I'm going to sue you as well. What? Well, you did come to my wedding all with the plan of stealing the groom from me, right? And you were successful at doing so. The only reason nothing major ever happened after that day to you is because Frank decided to pay for the whole wedding still, even though it was completely ruined. But if you're going to try and sue me now, then this is a completely different situation for me. Because now, I have every right to sue you and have you pay a settlement to me for what happened then. You're lying. But if the both of us are going to be suing one another now, there is no point in us trying to get the money from each other, right? So, how about we both agree to just let bygones be bygones at this point? But if I let you get away with this, then what'll happen to my wedding today? It's because of you that it's going to be cancelled now. Are you trying to say to me that my only choice now is just to let go? What happened without any form of punishment towards you? If you really want to try suing me, then go ahead. But that only means I'll sue you for what you did to my wedding. Well, it looks like as though your wedding is finished now, so I'm heading home. And since we're no longer friends anymore, can you make sure to never talk to me this much ever again?
Hey, Wendy? Was everything you were saying in your speech yesterday really true? Is Maya really that kind of a nasty whore?
Well, if you left all that part out, she'd be a decent person. But the fact that she's been playing with so many men in her life without a single care in the world, that's really tarnished her image really bad.
Really? She told me she'd never been with any other men before me, though. She said that men were scary, and that's why she'd never gone out with them before. She said that it was her first time holding hands with a man to me, and her first time going on a date with someone to me.
Dang. She was telling you lies like that as well? Did you know she happened to even have a boyfriend all the way back in elementary school? I'm sorry, but she has been around men all her life, and make sure to let people like me know that.
Really?
If you really think about it, I'd say she's been with at least 100 different men, and at least half of them have slept with her. Wait, maybe it's her having slept with 100 men now and she's been with 200.
You're lying, right? How could someone as petite and innocent as her have slept with that many men? And she's been around at least 200 different men than you think? I was fooled by this whole dang time.
Well, it's your fault for being fooled by her that easily when you were already with me, right? You think a woman who has been scared of men all her life and never dated anyone would be coming into the men's dressing room to see you at our wedding and then come to you crying and hugging you?
Well, at the time,
But what does it matter the kind of person she's been at this point? You told me she's the woman you're destined to be with, so there's no need to judge her that much when she's the only person for you. That was your reason for throwing me aside and going after her at her wedding, right?
What?
So, go ahead and enjoy your wonderful life with the woman of your dreams. I think the two of you are perfect with each other.
Wait a second. Whitney, do you think you and I can get back together now? I'll make sure to break things off with Maya for you. I think you're the one I'm really destined to be with.
What? What the actual frick are you going on about now?
Don't worry. I totally understand how you're feeling right now. You still love me, and that's why you told me at the wedding about who Maya really is, right? You came to our wedding in order to save me from her lies and get back with me, right? Even though I happened to be possessed by that whore for a little while, you still knew deep down that you had feelings for me, right? Since I've now been able to see how much you still love and care for me, I want to marry you.
Jesus Christ, Frank.
I'm sorry that I was fooled by the stupid witch. I hadn't been with any other woman besides you at that time, and so I just wanted to see what another woman could be like. It's because of my lack of experience with women that I hurt you, and I'm sorry. But you have to understand now that I only love one woman, and that's you. So let's get married.
No, I already have myself a new man now. Just after our wedding was destroyed by you, I ran into him and we started to date, so there's no me coming back to you.
What? You have a new boyfriend? Can you please slow down for me? It's only been 1 month since you and I broke up, right? Yet you happen to get another man that easily after. You were just another whore like Maya, aren't you?
My God, Frank.
Crying out loud. Are all the women on this planet freaking whores or something now? Can I at least find one other woman who hasn't been with other men? There must be at least one girl on this planet that is still pure for me.
Shut the freaking hell up, would you? It's not that all women are whores for being with another man. Rather, you are just a freaking child of a man and deserve no respect from any of us good women. You are the kind of lost cause of a man that not even your mother would want to love you anymore. So, stop blaming me for all your problems when it's completely your fault that you are a complete waste of everyone's time and energy.
What?
You really think you're going to find yourself an innocent woman when you act like that? You said you wanted yourself a pure and cute little girl to protect like the man you think you are, right? Well, there aren't any women like that in the world for you because everybody is stronger and better than you. Every single woman and girl on this planet is stronger than you could ever be, and all of them can manage on their own without a parasite like you latching onto them. Nobody freaking needs you, Frank.
Hey, what's got into you, Wendy? You were a lot more powerful with your speech than you have ever been around me. Saying things like that about someone like me makes you look like a jerk, you know?
What the hell, Frank? Right now, the man I call my boyfriend is sitting next to me reading all this and laughing because of the things I'm calling you. Yet you seem to keep thinking women like me will never find a man and that we're all whores ourselves. It's because you always blame women for not wanting to be with you that you'll never find anyone. You really must have to pride in yourself if you're going to judge women based off the amount of men they've been with. That's why someone like Maya had to lie to you about how many men she's been with to get to you.
Wait, you can stop that now. If you keep saying things like that about me, I'm going to cry.
Good! I want you to break down. Someone as fragile as you thinking they could ever protect an innocent woman is a joke. I hope that by having you realize how worthless and small you really are, you'll stop acting like every woman in the world is a problem. I don't want to hear any more from you about how you could protect any small and cute woman because you are the most thin and skeletal looking freak on this planet.
Stop it! I'm already starting to cry now.
Never ever talk to me again, you freak. I don't even want to think someone as pathetic as you is living on this earth with me. Go buy yourself some crayons and draw a picture of that perfect and pure girl you want so bad and then marry it. And just like that, I never received another text or call from either Maya or Frank ever again. After that, those two never ended up handing in their marriage forms, and so they both broke up. And since Maya was betting on Frank to pay for the wedding because he was a doctor, she never saved up any money. However, after he ran away, she was forced to pull out $40,000 in borrowed money and use all of that to pay for the wedding off. But in her case, there was nobody around her to help pay off that debt. Not her parents, not her family, not even her friends. They all even began to cut ties with her, and any of her friends who were kind enough to say one last thing to her would tell her that she never thought she'd be the type to steal her own friend's fiancé. After that, she started to go back to the men she'd had on her leash before going after Frank, but all of them told her they'd gotten married now. They also made sure to tell her that they were seriously in love with their wives, and then proceeded to never respond to her ever again. And when it comes to how Frank is doing now, he's been going to a lot of women in his family and asking them if they're doing everything to make sure to please their man. He even questions their ability to cook now and says if they can't, nobody will ever stay with them. But because of this, his family quickly started to stop talking to him one by one, and as of right now, not even the men want to deal with him, and now he's been disowned by his own family.
Thank you for watching.